Welcome to another edition of
Bonding Over Bacon.
This is the debriefing edition.
Yes.
Post triathlon, which I just finished.
So if you've been following along, we recorded our initial lead up to Jonathan's big triathlon race.
Yes.
And we also showed you a video of what it was like to be there and to see him conduct the race. So now we want to talk about talk about the event, get an idea from Jonathan, how it felt to do it, some reflections from Johnny, and some lessons learned. So
And if you haven't watched part 1, watch it now.
yes, good idea.
Good point. Pause this one and watch part 1 first.
Yes.
Right. So what is the triathlon, Johnny? What types of races did Daddy do?
It's a swimming, biking, and running race, and you try to do it as fast as you can. Like you try to
It's a race.
get your bike as fast as you can and get out to
Yes.
yeah.
That's exactly correct. You explained it perfectly. So, the morning of, gearing up, going out into the water. Fortunately, the water was actually really, really warm. I was kind of nervous considering that it rained the night before a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was a beautiful start. You were there with us at 4:30 in the morning. Got to see what was going on with the dog running out of the RV and us driving down to Lake
My
George.
Blair Witch Project style filming at 4:30 in the morning it was a little chaotic getting out, but we got out on time.
Yeah.
So that was great,
Yeah.
and we had the help of some awesome family to come.
Big
stay
shout out
with
to
Johnny.
Beck.
Whoop,
Yeah.
whoop. She's also our
Invaluable.
camera girl today. Thank you very much.
Invaluable. So going down there, I was feeling a little nervous, but feeling excited most of all. And I thought it was going to be jam-packed when we arrived. But fortunately, we got there before the entire crowd
Yes.
of spectators.
An hour and a
other
half
participants
early,
went.
but it was so worth it.
was
To
perfect.
take your time, get set up,
Yeah,
see it for what it is, understand what we were doing, because it was your first time.
correct. Yeah, and it got me settled in. I rearranged my entire station about 3 or 4 different times because I was trying to figure it out and figured what was best for me at that point.
Yeah.
And warming up, having everything all laid out, I felt really, really good about what I was about to embark on. The work that we put in together was about to come alive, and everything was coming together at that point. I felt great. Had my peanut butter and jelly sandwich before the race.
And
That
then he
helped big
almost
time.
threw up.
I did
That
almost
he
throw
said
up
he
once.
felt
Yes,
sick, but
yes.
yeah, kept it down.
Kept it down. But going in the water was actually really invigorating. I got to see some of the other competitors. I realized, okay, I'm in great shape. There's some people there that were brand new, just like myself. So I felt really good about, okay, I'm not the only one that might be mediocre at best in this particular race. And, when I got into the water, we started out treading. That was the starting line. You had to tread in the
Yes.
water and go 750 meters out. And when I got into the water, I was like, all right, I'm going to do well. I feel good. I worked on my breathing, and the wetsuit was perfect. The cap was perfect. And when they blew the buzzard, I just went.
You're off to the races.
And I broke the first rule, which was not be in the middle.
Yes,
And
he broke
that's
a lot of
exactly what I did.
the rules and guidelines we set up for that moment.
I wanted to be on the end just to avoid all the people, but I kind of got stuck in the crowd, and I was surrounded by so many folks. I got hit a few times. I know I swam over one guy. I hope he's still okay. And I just, committed to going. And I have to say, I impressed myself. I only got tired like twice, but apparently I finished the swim in like less than 14 minutes.
Yeah, so in our
which
training,
was a total record from what I
he's-
was used to doing.
Yeah, in
training.
our training, he's done maybe 22 minutes, 25 maybe.
Yeah.
And so I'm there waiting for him to get out of the water so I can film it and see him and encourage him. And I didn't have my camera quite ready because I was timing. I had my own timer going off to track his race. And I see him coming out of the water. I'm like, already? Did you cut a corner somewhere?
Yeah.
But he cut his time in half, which I guess is due to the competitiveness in you
That's
and
true.
the adrenaline just propelling you forward.
Yeah,
But
precisely. And the first transition went very, very smoothly. Got to my bike very quickly. I saw a couple guys there just resting, eating, and I was like, maybe I should rest, but I was like, no. This is a race. I want to beat these guys.
Yeah.
Now that I finished, to me, the hardest part of the entire race, I was feeling really motivated to want to do well for the rest of the time there. Hopped on the bike, said hello to Chelsea, thanked her for her appreciation. She was still in shock at the fact that I swam so fast.
I was like, how do you feel?
She
Are you
couldn't believe
good?
it.
And you look good, and you felt, you seemed like you felt good. You weren't like...
And so when I rode out, I took my bike. I then got to see this guy.
Yes.
I heard him say, "Go, Daddy, go!" And that motivated me to just bike as fast as I could.
Yes.
And I did as best as I could while biking. Listened to some music, which helped. And there were some other cyclists that heard my music, and they were bumping to the jams that I was playing, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Got to meet some new friends doing this. And, it didn't actually... Oh, the other trick that I learned was chewing gum helped me tremendously not dry out or feel like I needed to continuously drink water.
Yeah.
So chewing gum was actually a very helpful thing for me to do as well. The scene was beautiful. The weather was perfect for this race.
Perfect day.
Lake George is always amazing, and the scene was just surreal. It was just so great for us to experience. When I arrived back from the bike, I definitely had a few riders go past me. I passed a few riders, and I had a couple guys pass me, which I need to work on my bike. I got to the next station, and Johnny was right there cheering me on once again for me to then transition
Just
into
like that.
running mode.
Yep.
And at that point, I was extremely tired, but I knew that, hey, there's some people that I wanted to catch up to, and they were what I like to call my rabbit. I was just trying to catch that rabbit and pass them in order to get to my next stage and get to the finish line as quickly as possible. Again, going through the village was very motivating. There was people cheering us on and off, and it really wasn't until I started coming back down the hill towards the finish line that I said, all right, I got to give it all that I can. I have this little guy cheering me on. I have my wife cheering me on. I have my father-in-law. I have Beck cheering me on. That was all very motivating for me to, finish the race. And apparently,
Tell them your stats, your ranking.
I finished 39th overall, which was pretty poetic considering my bib number was 369. Very powerful numbers, by the way. I came in 39th place overall, and in my age group, I came in 6th place.
Yes.
So,
and I don't mean to interrupt,
thrilled.
but when he announced he wanted to do this race, as you heard in our previous video, his vision was to do this before he turned 40. He's now 39.
That's right.
So 39 was like really playing out.
Interesting.
And it was really cool to see.
Yeah,
so,
it was very rewarding to experience, for sure.
Did so well.
So I finished the entire race in an hour and 25 minutes. Definitely motivated to want to do it again. I will definitely prepare much longer to do better in the future. But overall, it was a fulfilling experience. One major thing that I learned was face your challenges. If there is something that means something to you, and if it's worth it, but it may require some work, it's totally worth it. And I'm so motivated to not only continue to do this, but face other challenges, down the road.
Yeah. So overall, it was such a cool experience to watch you. Like, I've seen many of your races over the years. But to see, Johnny observe you in your planning, your preparation, your training, and finally the race was really fulfilling for me to observe how he saw it and how inspired he was to do things, to challenge himself to new things.
It's one of the things that motivate me as a father to obviously be a role model for my son and pursue challenges and pursue my goals so that he sees me doing it. It will motivate him to also want to commit to the goals that he set forth, whether it's baseball, school, whether it's, trying new things, eating new things, traveling.
Right.
Just facing a new challenge and being willing to overcome the obstacles that might come with it.
So, and that's been a common theme that we've been opening ourselves up to new opportunities, like in travel or in business, in life, and now in sports. And it's nice that he gets to experience us all learning how to do the new thing or how to have the new experience and how to appreciate it for what it is and integrate it into our life. So and I've seen it already. He's not necessarily spoken on it, which we'll hear from him in a minute, but just seeing how inspired, Daddy, I'm going to get out in the lake today and swim a little bit and look at my strokes, and seeing how inspired he is to continue to push to improve himself has been so great to see. Right?
Yes.
And what did you think of Daddy's preparation and race and everything?
I think he did really good on preparing his swimming, biking, and running.
I had good coaches.
And you were there for him too, helping.
Yeah.
And what did you think about race day with all those people?
It was exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was well organized, I thought too. So shout out to the race coordinators and organizers in Lake George, because it was awesome. It was beautiful.
I agree. Yeah, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it was a great day and very well organized for all the transitions and all the people and different heats of different races, and how well it was put together was great.
Yeah. Well, these lessons that we've learned are things that we're going to continue to take with us and experience as we continue to grow and share with you all the different journeys that we are looking to take, whether it's in the RV, on the road, at home, or in a lake.
Or in a lake.
These are the adventures that we love to share and obviously bond over.
Yes. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye.